Alright, this is Chris Hess from WP4BusinessWebsites.com. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to install the Genesis theme. So I'm going to begin by logging into the website. And we will log in here. Now, installing a theme in WordPress is fairly simple. Basically, we're going to come down here under Appearances and we're going to go to the Themes menu. And we're going to go to Install Themes. And we are going to say, in this particular case, we have a zip file. So we are going to click Upload. So we can choose our file. In my case, I have the zip file here. So I'm just going to drop it here. In some of the newer browsers, you can drag and drop. Then you just click Install Now. And it will unpack it, install it, and it installed it. Then you have the option to preview it, which gives you a little pop-up of what the site would look like with it installed. And you'll notice it's very basic. The Genesis theme itself is very basic. It's actually a framework to install child themes on top of. But we're going to activate it now so we can see some of the functionality. Now you'll notice it says I'm rocking version 1.71. I installed an older version on purpose so that I could show you how we can update things. That's one of the benefits of the Genesis theme. So real quick here, we're in the Genesis menu. There's some options here to enable automatic updates. We've got feed URLs, so if you were going to be using FeedBurner, you could put the FeedBurner URL in there and it would redirect your old feed, comment feed as well if you're going to do that. Now, one of my favorite options in Genesis is the option to change your layout really simply. So if you want a right column, a left column, and this is the default layout, you can change it on every page inside the settings. So if we wanted the left column for our sidebar, or maybe we don't want any sidebar, we can real quickly change the default layout for all of our pages. Now, if you have a logo, an image logo you would like to use, you can set that there, or you can just leave it as the dynamic text. So you got navigation menus you can enable with fancy drop downs. So there's extras if you want to put the date on the right side of the navigation menu, or links to your RSS feed, or maybe a search form for people to search the website. And then if you want to include secondary navigation, you can do that as well. So you can have 2 layers of navigation. If you want to turn breadcrumbs on, you can for certain pages. You can turn comments on and off real easily for pages and posts if you want, as well as trackbacks. You've got different options for the content archives, so those pages that say these are all of the, you could just show excerpts on the archive pages, or you could show the full content, so on like your category pages and things. And if you want to show 100 characters, you can put that right there and then it'll cut it off at that point. If you want to show the featured image, you can do that, and you can also show how big of an option you want it on those pages. And then on the post navigation, when you want to say older or newer, previous, next, or just a numeric page 1, page 2 kind of a thing. Or sorry, yeah. On the blog page, which so if you had multiple categories, you only wanted one of the categories to be listed as your blog, you can do that. You can set that right here. You can set in specific category IDs if you wanted all categories except 1, 2, and 3 or something like that, and then you can specify how many posts you want to show on that blog page. If you have particular scripts you would like to load in the header and the footer, you can put them here. This also works really good if you have some styling you need to modify simply across every page and you don't want to go into the code to do that. Works really good for JavaScript and other things. So we can save our settings. Real quick, I had mentioned the we're going to get a little long here, so maybe I better not go into that. So that's just the high-level theme settings. There's also SEO settings. If you want to come in here, you can put the site description in the doc title, which is across the top. You can even put your site name in here on the inner pages if you wanted. You can specify whether it's appending the description to the left or to the right, and usually you put it to the right, so it goes after whatever the main title is. And then how do you want to separate the item. You can decide which element is in an H1 tag, unless that's done automatically already by other plugins or something, or the theme has it set. Meta descriptions and keywords, whether you want no follows or no indexes, no archive on the home page, different settings that you can set here, and they describe most of them for you. Robot settings. So it's really great to give you some control on the front side of WordPress to show things. If we jump into a post, so the only one that's going to be here is Hello World. If we open this post, you'll notice that the sidebar is on the right, and it says Hello World. If we go back and we change in the Genesis settings the layout to put, well, we can put 2 columns on the left, and then we save this. If we go back to our post, you'll notice we now have 2 sidebars, secondary sidebar and the primary sidebar. And these widgets, these sidebars, can be controlled with there's widgets here, your primary sidebar and your secondary sidebar. You can drop things in there, and then the header right section, most of the Genesis themes have an option to be able to enable a widget up here if you wanted something to control in that top section. You'll see here it has the date. That was one of those extras that we could put on there. And it's very customizable. You can come in and create menus. And if you create, say, a navigation menu, it gives you the option to have your primary, and then you remember the option for the secondary navigation menu. It's very customizable, allowing you to really do whatever you want. We can add a couple things to our menu here. We saved it as the primary navigation, so if we jump back in here, you'll now see Google, goes to google.com, our sample page, and then just the category listing for uncategorized, which only includes Hello World. So that's a high-level demonstration on the Genesis theme, the Genesis framework, and the Genesis theme itself. Genesis has the Studio Press team has created a whole bunch of child themes that you can download. There are also many other child themes for the Genesis framework that are out there. Just as an example, to show you what you can do, is we can quickly upload, this one is called the Freelance theme. We'll install this one on top, and we'll activate the child theme. When you activate the child theme, it shows shows the current theme. If we reload our page now, you can see new theme. Looks a lot different. Actually puts stuff there, but you'll see it still has those settings from the Genesis framework or the Genesis theme that we had initially installed. The cool thing about Genesis, or one of the cool things, is that when we look at our pages here, it still shows us that Genesis 1.8 is available because we're running 1.71. If we click Update, what that allows us to do is upgrade the framework on the back end without touching the actual code that makes up the child theme on the front end. So we can make, if we were to make edits or changes to this theme, this Freelance child theme, say we came into the style sheet, edited a whole bunch of stuff, or added functionality to the home page. When we did that upgrade, it would upgrade the functionality of the website, getting rid of, or the framework, so the Genesis framework, getting rid of all of that excess possibility of you overwriting changes you make. You never touch anything in the Genesis theme, you'll be okay. So that's just a high level Genesis how-to. I would like to get into more specifics on different plugins as I go through here, but I thought I would start with the Genesis framework and kind of give you an idea of some of the functionality it has and some of the cool things you could do with it.